Hey everyone, welcome back.
All right.
So, you guys wanted to hear more about Deborah Paul Enenche, right?
Yeah.
We did too. So we did a little digging, went beyond just like the basic stuff, the headlines you see, and really tried to get a sense of what makes her story so interesting.
Yeah, it's really unique.
I mean, she's got such a unique story, doesn't she?
Really does.
Like when you first look at it, you know, you see all these different pieces. Like you see, okay, she comes from a really prominent family.
Yes.
And then she's got her own career, and then she's got her music.
Yeah.
And now motherhood.
Right.
But then the more you learn about her, you start to see how it all kind of weaves together.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not just a bunch of random events. It's like a tapestry, you know?
Yeah.
Like you pull a thread here and it connects to something over there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what we wanted to do today, kind of pull some of those threads. So let's, I guess, start at the beginning, right? Her roots. I mean, talk about a legacy, right? Both of her grandfathers were leaders in their own right.
Yeah, that's incredible.
One was a traditional ruler,
Yeah.
and the other was a really well-known professor of medicine.
Wow.
And then, of course, you have her parents, Dr. Paul and Dr. Becky Enenche, pastors of Dunamis International Gospel Center. I mean, have you ever,
Yeah.
one of the biggest churches in Africa?
It's huge. Yeah.
It's massive. I can't even imagine.
It's unbelievable the impact they have.
So, growing up in that environment, surrounded by that kind of leadership,
Uh-huh.
I mean, what kind of impact do you think that had on her?
Oh, it had to be profound, right?
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. Everywhere she looks, she sees examples of strong leadership, faith, service. It kind of gets woven into your DNA, doesn't it? And you can see that influence, even in the way she describes herself.
That's true.
You know, she uses terms like chosen generation, royal priesthood, peculiar person. She sees herself as part of something bigger, but also called to be unique, you know?
To stand out.
Yeah, exactly.
And that desire to forge her own path, you know? Like, she could have easily gone into medicine like her parents.
Right, the obvious path.
Right. But she chose to pursue law. She's
Wow.
a solicitor and advocate of the Nigerian Supreme Court.
Pretty impressive.
That takes dedication.
Yeah, shows real determination.
So it's clear she wasn't just following in their footsteps, you know?
Totally agree. But what's even more interesting is how she's combined that legal background with her passion for gospel music.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like she gave up one for the other. She found a way to make them both work.
She really has. And her music has become a huge part of who she is, hasn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, she's top charts in Nigeria.
A star.
And her songs are like, they're really powerful, you know? Like, they touch on these really big things like resilience and faith.
Finding strength when things are tough.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, finding strength in those challenging times. There's a line from one of her songs that really struck me. It goes, "You are my Lord, you are my life. When I'm running out of breath, I know that you will breathe on me."
Wow.
Like, what do you think that reveals about her message, her music?
I think it's about that deep connection she has to her faith, you know, but also like it's such a universal desire, that longing for something bigger than ourselves, something to lean on when we need it.
Yeah.
And in a way, it connects back to her family, doesn't it? Like that legacy of faith and leadership, but it's expressed through a different medium, you know? It's her own unique voice.
Powerful stuff. And it seems like music is such a natural way for her to express her faith and connect with people on that, you know, spiritual level.
It's a gift.
Yeah, it really is. Now, looking at her personal life, it's clear that she's found happiness and fulfillment, right? She always talked about wanting a partner who truly understood her. And she found that in Samuel Ilu.
Yeah, they seem like such a great match.
And she describes him as her best friend,
Yeah.
which I think is, like, so sweet.
Oh.
And their wedding was like a major event. Dignitaries were there, even former presidents.
Yeah, it's a power couple.
It really is. It gives you a sense of how influential her family is.
Definitely.
And then there's the recent development that has everyone talking, right? The birth of her son.
Yeah, that was big news.
And outside of Nigeria.
Interesting.
Which, you know, it kind of raises some questions, doesn't it?
Definitely does.
Like, could this be a sign that her priorities are shifting? Or maybe she's looking at a more, like, international focus for her music or ministry. What do you think?
Hard to say for sure, right? But she's clearly someone who embraces new chapters, new challenges. So I wouldn't be surprised if she's thinking bigger, you know? reaching a global audience.
Yeah.
Maybe this is the start of something even bigger.
It's really inspiring.
It is.
Because she's already accomplished so much, but it feels like we're just watching the beginning of her story. You know?
Exactly. And that's what makes her so fascinating to follow, right?
Yeah.
She's someone who defies expectations, who blends tradition with like a really modern outlook. And she uses her platform to inspire people, to lift them up. It's really quite remarkable.
It really is. So, you know, as you guys continue to follow Deborah Paul Enenche's journey, I think it's worth asking yourselves, given her background, her drive, and now this, you know, expanding horizons, where do you see her influence going in the years to come? Because I think she's got a lot more to offer the world.
No doubt about it. It's going to be exciting to watch.
Definitely will. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Absolutely. It was a pleasure.
We'll see you next time.
See ya.